Well, I'm gonna open up and with this story back in my day when I was a senior, and I want to come back to this because it was probably the first uh, tragedy that I had in my drinking, and also you know that was at the end of my senior year. It was during our prom night. Everybody's out and about and going this way and that and everything. So lo and behold, about I guess it was time to go, or it was time to go home, or it was everything was over, and it's probably 2 o'clock in the morning or so, and I have to drive back to my house. I don't know why I probably didn't stay with somebody or do something like that, but you never know what you're gonna do when you're drinking. Yeah, it doesn't happen like that. You don't have a plan. You just go out and do things. So anyway, I was driving back home, and I got about halfway home, and uh, I nodded off or went to sleep at the wheel, and man, I hit a bridge. I just missed the base of the bridge that I was going over. It just hit, and I was going down the side of it. Uh, it was really holding me on, as I was going across the bridge. So anyway, when I hit it, I came to uh, kind of in a semi awake, but I was going. I guess I was going pretty fast when I hit that bridge, and I had already gotten across the bridge, and for somehow, some way, it threw me in the back seat of the car, and when it did, it went down into it left the bridge and the road and went down in the woods. I don't know how many feet, but it was backwards. The car was actually going backwards down into the woods, and it's unbelievable. It's just the grace of God, a miracle that I didn't hit any tree or anything that was devastating that would actually kill me. But I came to a stop, and that's when I really realized, whoa, wow, what's going on? I'm here in the back seat. I'm supposed to be driving. So I look up and everything. I feel okay. I look around. I'm down in the woods, and I don't. You know, it just all happened so quick. But I got out, got around the car, and it pushed the motor kind of back into the nearly into the front. So that was a blessing right there. It just when it threw me back in the back seat. Well, I got out, and I knew this thing is in pretty bad situation. It wasn't gonna go nowhere. So I climbed up onto the road. I got back up on the road. It was about at this time. It might have been even later when I was coming home, or earlier in the morning, because I started walking toward my house. I had another 10 miles or so, and lo and behold, this lady came by. She was delivering mail that morning, so I hitched a ride, and she took me to the house, and it's crazy. I just went in the house and passed out, in the bed. I was so wore out, so messed up and everything. So anyway, a few minutes, about 8:30 or 9 o'clock, I guess my dad come beating on the door and everything. He said, "Where's your car? Where's the car?" I said, when he asked me that, I went, I was kind of, what is he asking me that for? I was out in the front yard, I suppose. And he said, "Where is the car?" And I started thinking, and I said, "Well, I don't know. I don't know." But eventually, it came back around to me what had happened. So, we got in the vehicle and drove up to where it was, and there you couldn't even hardly see it from the road. It was back in the woods like that, but he looked at it and, I was just putting it off to, "Man, I messed up. I went to sleep driving and, what's the big deal? It's a wrecked car, and all that." That's how crazy I was or how, I didn't care or whatever. But, when he saw the marks down the bridge, I looked at him, he's just kinda pale white, and I said, "Well, you okay? What's wrong? What's going on?" And he said, "Man, uh, it's a miracle. You're alive. A miracle." Back when I was drinking, I didn't think about those miracles. I was just, running on all cylinders, doing whatever it needed to be done to go through life. But anyway, so, that was something I wanted to really throw at you because there is my senior year, and you can see, I mean, that could have been over for me. Uh, thank God it wasn't. And, but I really didn't, I really didn't place it without my alcohol and party and everything else. And I was just tired. I've been going too hard too long, doing this, doing that, and just, uh, uh, and this was a incident that, hey, it's okay. Everything's gonna be all right. Let's go on to the next deal. Well, I want to throw that in now. I know I think I got up to my red shirt year in college as a football player there, and I really had I got my scholarship and everything like that, and all was going good. And I did start. I was running with a bunch of guys that like to drink like I did and stay out and party and do whatever it was to have a good time, we thought. So, that's what we did. And it just rolled on, my freshman year. I got a little playing time, got in the games, and it was exciting. And we went 12-0, and actually I think we won a national championship. It was a Division II college, and but it was big time football, and we had a really, really, really successful year, and we all got rings and such and all that good stuff. And but I was able to get in and play and do, have some time in the game. So uh, I just, hey, it's good, man. This is the second year I was college. Everything's working out. Everything's going good. All that good stuff, and then uh, it just like rolling around, rolling so fast on the calendar. The next year comes about. We're doing the same old thing, doing everything this way and that, and it's my sophomore year, and we're coming into tour days and everything's getting fired up to play and all the partying and everything. They're doing the tour days, and boy, we're going out and just having a good time and just uh, doing what my thoughts was that that's how you live life and at the fullest, and you do whatever you got to do to keep it going. So anyway, that's what it was. That's what happened. Well, my sophomore year, I rolled around, and I'm not. I've got the scholarship now. I'm looking for a position so I can be on that field all the time because I just hated to even. I hated to stand on the sideline that freshman year, even though I got to play a little bit. But it rocked along there. We got through 2 days, and it's coming up to the first week of our game situation and everything. So I'm in limbo with which way. What am I going? Am I going to be playing or not going to be playing? I've been working my butt off, doing what I need to do, taking care of business, and but it was between me and some other guy, and might have had an edge on me because had a scholarship when he came here. He was a little step ahead of me in that kind of situation. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it uh, or do good enough to leap over him. But anyway, get that going. They came to me. The defense coordinator came to me this uh, right before the game on Thursday. I mean, it was Thursday night. Then we get ready for Friday, and then we have Saturday day or night games. He came to me on Thursday and said, "Hey, you're my starting man. I want you to go in there and I want you to do what you got to do. I picked you. You've worked hard. You've done what you need to do. You take care of business, and let's go get them." I said, "Wow, man, that sounds great." So I'm walking on heaven bound. I'm just boom. I'm feeling good. Well, you know what we got to do? We got to go out there and celebrate this stuff. So I go out there on Thursday night and Friday, get same old stuff, just come in on Saturday, just feeling like crap, but I'm ready. I'm playing. I'm going. I've done this too many times not to be able to show out now and play the game like it needs to be played, and I was ready to go. So that started my sophomore year. Ended up really, really all the games went through them, man. Just playing, partying. Every time we just turn around, we having a ball. Have parties all over the campuses, everywhere. Go to Monroe, go everywhere. But it's just getting out of hand. It was just getting totally outrageous out of hand. Oh, another thing that I'm gonna throw this in and probably shut it down, but and then I'll pick it up sometime during my sophomore year. I'll go with some other things that were taking up place that will show you how this disease starts running rampant on me, and it's getting so bad, sometimes that I can't handle it anymore at all. But I'll tell you this, and I'm gonna, like I said, I experienced it was back. I'm gonna roll it back. It just popped into my mind. I wanted to share this with you, but because it has a lot of bearing on where I'm headed, what I'm doing. Anyway, I come in from this was after my redshirt year, and I come in. It was like Thanksgiving or Christmas holidays and everything. And a buddy of mine, we grew up together, played together in high school, and he had been a kind of a on the drug side a little bit, not hard drugs, but smoking dope, things like that. So anyway, he is into that. Well, me and him got along real well and everything. So we went out and we were partying and we were riding around down in the woods and everything different ways. I was just old redneck, really, when you talk about that stuff. And anyway, so we're riding down through there, and all of a sudden, he rolls a joint, and he smokes a little of it, and hey man, why don't you try a little of this, man? It's pretty good stuff. This is just another high. And I said, no, man, you crazy. I ain't gonna smoke no dope. That's crazy. You're crazy. Man, I'm not no dope smoker. But somebody offers something to me, man. I'm thinking, wow, man, what's going on? So anyway, I got down into that alcohol a little bit, got a little bit loose about it and everything. So I thought, well, hey, what's it gonna hurt? What's it gonna do? Hell, it don't look like it can do anything to me anyway. So uh, he had already smoked that one down and everything. Rolled, so I said, all right, well, I tell you what, why don't you just roll one up and let's get with it one time, see what happens. So we did, and man, I got about three. You got to inhale that stuff and all that. You got to hold it in and all that, man. It was just new to me. It's crazy. But anyway, it was like alcohol. I got enough of this smoke in my, or the dope in my system, and man, it was a new change. It was a new high. It was a new, hey man, let's go get this. And I never forget. I made a funny out of it. I said, man, I have been too rough on all these hippies all my life. I said, man, I'm in. Let's go for it. So you can see right there, I was searching for another bump or a high, and I didn't know, as long as I drank, I got it, but I'd already been through there hundreds of times, and now here I go, and I'm on a new experience. So that's what it starts. I smoked a joint. I smoked a joint, and everything kind of opened up again. Everything got exciting again about what's going on and all that. And I even seemed like it would help me from blacking out. I could smoke a joint or two, and then I could drink as much as I want to. And at the first stages of this, I didn't black out. So here we go. I just wanted to fill that in for you because on down the road it gets a lot worse. It gets a lot harder. It gets a lot uh, just difficult to stay on top of all this stuff. So I'm gonna shut it down right there, folks. I really appreciate it. Now, if that all, hey, if that gives anybody any heads up on if they're rolling into that situation or already started into it, I can tell you the end results. And you saw, or where I ended up. So, but all this in between still was pretty tough. And I'm going to be talking about from that first joint to a lot of things else that went on in my life. So, I will be getting back to y'all, and y'all just hang on for the ride because it's a lot more to come.